how do that, Chums? It is I, Captain Steve, and today, Chums, I want to talk to you guys, in the viewerverse, about whether you think the threat, if there is going to be a threat, or a combat-related update, where that threat might come from. Do you think it's gonna come from these chappies over here? So you can see here, there's like translucent holographic looking traveller type dude that looks completely out of place with the rest of the races. Now when you interact with these guys, they have been given new snippets of lore. When I say new snippets of lore, they got added pre-Origins, but yeah, I've done a actual playlist on all of the Traveller's lore, which I'll show you guys in a moment. But when you actually read the text that comes up with each interaction with these guys, a lot of them talk about an alternate reality or existence, or seem to be trapped in some sort of time loop, or hint that they may have even been you or known you in previous iteration. It kind of feels like echoes of time, or dimensional shifts, or dimensional crossing overs. It's very hard to actually say exactly what's going on reading the actual lore snippets, but the fact that they've been recently added, when I say recently added, within the last year or so, it does make me feel that the direction could be moving towards a new antagonist, perhaps being these sort of corrupted travellers. There's been multiple mentions of not drinking of the water and becoming corrupted inside of the weekend mission lore, but then the weekend missions have kind of stopped. Anyway, I'll put the playlist up there to my Traveller lore. Please take a look at that and see if you think I might be onto something. The other avenue, so if it's not Travellers, perhaps it could be Sentinels. And there's a good reason why I'm mentioning that it might be Sentinels as another antagonist. Mainly because a lot of the tweets that Sean has been putting out recently, Chums, has been like walkers facing off against mechs. And not only that, we now have armour-plated Sentinels, we have better mechanics when it comes to the Sentinels. It's like the drones can repair the actual dogs and all sorts of other stuff goes on. And also the Sentinels now stack to match in difficulty. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of shields at the moment and they're probably not going to dent me too much. But once the Walker appears, they are going to be doing a little bit better. Take that! Plasma for you guys! Heck yeah, smashity smash! Kaboom! You're all dead! Yeah, whoops, sorry crab creature, I didn't mean to blow your legs off. Okay, awesome, they're all done. Yeah, look at that, I've got a load of leg meat. Sorry, crab creature! Right, okay, let's smash this beer barrel. Actually, let's dig into the ground. Let's take a bit of cover for a second while I talk about this sort of idea. It's like they also added in corrupted Sentinels, and they did that around the Visions, I believe. So corrupted Sentinels at the moment are limited to drones. Drones only appear in a corrupted sort of phase, but they could simply add in corrupted Sentinels, maybe at a higher tier and level of wanted level, and maybe have a corrupted Walker or even corrupted sort of Sentinel quad. Because at the moment, like I say, it's only limited to drones. And yeah, I would say that these don't prove much of a challenge. Even, well, actually, in my Minotaur, you can see here I'm shooting the crud out of it with a laser and it just tickles the dang thing. So I'm wondering whether, with the amount of tweets that Sean's been putting out there at the moment, with the mech squaring off against the Sentinel, whether we might get some different sort of weapon upgrades for the mech to make it more combat operative to actually take on a Sentinel in hand-to-hand combat. Here's some of my images. So there you go, you just saw me just lining this one up. But yeah, I really do enjoy using the mech against the Sentinel. They do seem to be kind of on par at the moment, yet this Walker does get the better of me quite quickly with inside of this sort of skirmish. But that's perhaps because I took a bit of a beating trying to call the dang thing in. I should have gone undercover. But there we go. It is kind of fun squaring off against a Sentinel inside of your mech. Metal on metal. Yeah, but yeah, you can see that I got my ass kicked. So yeah, I'm trying to charge up my shield, but there's so many different freaking modules in here trying to spot which one's my shield. I probably would have died. So I jumped out and decided to take on the Walker hand to hand. So yeah, at the moment I use my mech as my hazard protection. I don't really use it to square off against Sentinels, so I didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, it would be cool to have a more combat upgraded mech to take on Sentinel Scourge. But then I'm also thinking it'd be nice if there was Sentinel facilities on planets. I mean, at the moment they just appear out of frickin' nowhere, which also ties into, well, are they in the actual void? Are they in an alternate realm? So there's been quite a lot of mentions of the realm of glass, the void, and all sorts of other sorts of dimensional shift or time sort of fluctuations when it comes to the actual Sentinels. Often when you activate a portal, it even mentions about the Crimson Eye or Sentinels homing in on your actual signal, so it does make you wonder whether the antagonist might be Sentinel driven, and perhaps we might get new Sentinel types. So really, what I want to put out there to you guys in the viewerverse is, do you think that if we do get a new antagonist, do you think it's more likely to be the Travellers, based on all the lore that's been added in, and some of the weird stuff that these Travellers say? So that's why I'd suggest you watch the Travellers lore sort of playlist that I put together. Or do you think it's more likely to be the Sentinels? Now what I might do is put a poll on my community page so we can sort of get a gauge of what you guys think in the viewerverse. Myself, I'm kind of tied. I think it could be equally either or. But I'm also thinking, you know, like the derelict freighters. On the derelict freighters we've got all these little scuttering, scurrying bug type creatures. And around a abandoned building we've got horrors and things like that. Under the water we've got abyssal eyes. I think that it could also be just as possible that they might introduce a new race that might be like corrupted, as in sort of like infested, that almost look like the living ship. In fact, they may even fly in the living ships, and they might look more horror sort of aspects, like goblin-y type things. You know, like the visage we've got, the one eye that we got around Halloween. Perhaps creatures that look a little bit like that, perhaps. So yeah, there's 3 different options there. Do you think that they might be corrupted sort of Travellers, maybe new Sentinel types, or something completely different from the Void, something that's more horror looking? Heck yes, but there we go, chums. I mean, this is rated as a 12, so I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I will be putting up a poll for you guys in the viewerverse. But until then, add something in the comments here. That'd be cool. Heck yes. See you again soon. Goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.